you heard of a deep fake, and what is your opinion on that?
A deep fake? No, I have not heard of a deep fake, and I want to learn more about it. But if I could just, out of my random imagination, it just reminds me of somebody just being super superficial. But I
Good.
don't know what a deep
That's a
fake is.
good guess.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're moving on.
I see here on your sheet you're Oprah Winfrey's father's number one and only fangirl. Tell us about that.
Okay, so in the fourth grade, we were assigned a Black History project, and I chose to do mine on Oprah Winfrey. And I wanted to add a special touch to my presentation. And so I was talking to my mom about this, and she was like, "Well, you know, Oprah Winfrey, her father lives right here in Nashville." So she took me to meet him. I was able to ask him questions and take pictures with him. So that's how I kind of became his fangirl.
Brooke, science was my second least favorite subject in school. And I see you're doing a chemistry experiment tonight. So, what are you going to do that's going to make me fall in love with science?
Well, we have something in common because when I was in elementary school, science was not my favorite subject at all. It was not until I got into middle school and I had really excellent hands on teachers. But my science experiment, it will be interactive. I will be interacting with you all. It will be exciting. And I just can't wait to share my passion with you all.
This is a different type of talent. The current Miss America did an experiment in Miss America. What made you want to do this particular one?
Well, I actually won my preliminary, which was before Miss America with the science experiment. And one thing, I believe a talent should be something that you're truly passionate about and something that you don't mind sharing with others. And so that's exactly what my talent is. I know how to dance, I know how to sing, but this talent that I've worked on, I have worked hours, and it's going to be a true presentation.
What do you say to the haters that say chemistry experiments not a true talent?
Well, I just think they're just not truly educated on what exactly science is. Like I said, science is fun and it's truly all around us. Those that say they don't like science, well, I'm like, step outside. The reason why it's raining outside, that's science. So I just think they truly don't understand what chemistry, what science is.
You say you're a podcast junkie. What podcast are you listening to?
I listen to a range of podcasts from pageantry to science, but my favorite one is a podcast called Let's Talk Trash. It's a small podcast and they take movies that haven't gotten a lot of attention and they rate them. So I really like to listen to that one.
Let's
What,
talk.
what made you create a virtual Black History program?
Well, this year, my principal, I have not been in person to school in person at all this year, with it being my senior year. But my principal contacted me and they said that, this is Black History Month. We still want to honor it. We may be virtual, but it still needs to be honored. And she said, I think you're the perfect person. So I was very excited. It was an excellent program. I was able to include grades 7th through 12th at my school, and it was just really exciting.
What was the focus of the programming?
The focus of the programming, we focused on African American doctors. I thought it was the perfect time because we're in the middle of a pandemic. And so, why not highlight African Americans who have given great strides to the medical field?
Speaking of wanting to go into the medical field, a lot of governors are getting rid of their mask mandates. What would you say to those governors if you have the opportunity to say anything?
I say it's not time yet. There's so much unknown about the pandemic. At the beginning of this, we didn't know how to handle it, and yes, we have more information about it. Yes, there's a vaccine out right now, but I still think that it's just too early to remove the mask mandate. We just need to keep it a little bit longer.
Let's talk platform for a minute. How do you encourage young people to invest in reading, literacy, and build their literacy skills when we have so many distractions in today's society?
Yes, so I spoke with over 1,200 young students in the metro school system. And the first thing that I would do, I would ask for 5 volunteers, have them come up with me on stage and tell me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I heard police officer, teacher, everything. And I would explain to them why you need literacy to get where you want to be. So I think just really putting it in perspective with them and bringing it down to their level so they can see that literacy is truly important.
When I was in fourth grade, my teacher told me that I wasn't a good reader, and therefore I can count on one hand the number of books that I've read my whole life because I hate to read because of what her message to me. So, what would you tell little Sandins who were told the same thing?
Don't believe it. You are so much greater than that, and literacy is the passageway to freedom. So, regardless of what they said, and I know it's hard to reverse words, but you are so much more than that, and you need to invest your time in literacy.
I see you're very active in church. This year has been so hard for so many people across the world. What have you learned about yourself knowing that many churches have been closed this year?
Yes, during the pandemic, my church was closed for about 3 months. Unfortunately, I go to a very small, close knit church where we are able to meet now, socially distanced, mask on. But I mean, I just was eaten up on the inside. First you get in, it's a break. I get to stay at home and watch virtually. But the first Sunday that I was able to get back into the building, I was so happy. And like, I really realized that, man, like, this is such a big part of me.
You specialize, or you're wanting to specialize in anesthesiology. How did you choose that?
Well, from a young age, I've always said I want to go into the medical field. When I was about 12 years old, my mom, she had a brain tumor removed. And I remember that being a very stressful time. But what I do remember is the anesthesiologist coming in the room with me and my family, explaining to us, this is the procedure. She's fine. She's going to recover, and having that hands-on experience. And it was after that experience, I was like, not only do I want to be in the medical field, but this is the specialty that I want to be in.
You talk about it being your senior year, and through the pandemic and COVID-19, you've missed out on a lot of stuff. So what lessons have you learned from being out?
Definitely what I've learned is, there's nothing I can do about the present. There's nothing I can do about the pandemic, but what I can control is how I handle and how I prepare for the future. I know I'm so much more than a pandemic. I'm so much more than my senior year, although I enjoy these things, but I know that the end goal is so much greater, and I have to keep my eye on the goal.
When you think about Miss Tennessee's outstanding team, if you're crowned this weekend, how do you plan on using this platform across the state of Tennessee?
Well, first of all, Tennessee ranks low in regards to education. And so I know my platform, Read With Me, is very important right here at a state level. And I know, along with my work ethic, the resources that the Miss Tennessee's Outstanding Teen organization can provide for me, I can definitely help combat illiteracy. But beyond that, I can be the example that Tennessee needs right now. I tell people all the time, I'm one of the sweetest people that you will ever meet, but I have one of the meanest work ethics that you will ever find in a young person. So I know that's why I'll be the best Miss Tennessee's Outstanding Teen.
You say that your platform was created to ensure that every child has access to a quality education that prepares them for whatever career they want to pursue. How do you plan to do that?
Right. So first of all, I plan on one thing that I would do as Miss Tennessee's Outstanding Teen is have a statewide book drive with a diverse group of books. One thing that I find is in book drives, they're all the same types of books. And children, they thrive when they have material that they're truly interested in. So that's one thing. But I also, like I said, just putting it in perspective for them, making sure teachers have the resources, parents have the knowledge. It's just starting at the bare basics and making sure they have the foundation.
When you talk about diverse books, why are diverse books so important?
Diverse books are so important. First of all, we live in a nation with diverse people, and everyone, they have different interests. And it's proven facts that when people are presented with content that they're truly interested in, that they thrive more and they're more knowledgeable.
Our time is up.
Thank you all so much for your time. I can't wait to see you all tomorrow.